Well, during his nearly 50-year rule, crowds gathered on Revolution Plaza to hear Fidel Castro's thunderous speeches. Now hundreds of thousands are gathering to bid Castro farewell as new questions arise about how the country will change in the wake of his death. CBSN's Elaine Quijano joins me now. She's on the phone from Havana, Cuba. Elaine, Raul Castro, he's 85 years old, and at one point he said he would actually step down in 2018. The man many people are buzzing about, Miguel Diaz-Canel, the first vice president of Cuba, supportedly the face of Cuba's future. Is that true? What do we know about him?
Well, so Miguel Diaz-Canel is the first vice president of the Council of State here in Cuba. He is in his mid-50s and is widely believed to be Raul Castro's handpicked successor. In fact, Raul Castro himself sent a very strong signal about this back in 2013, saying, quote, "Comrade Diaz-Canel is not an upstart nor improvised." So a lot of people think that that was telegraphing his own desire here for his handpicked successor. That job that he holds right now, Diaz-Canel, as first vice president, is believed to be a stepping stone, really, to the presidency itself. That, in fact, is the same job that Raul himself held before he officially took over from Fidel. So that's the backstory. At the same time, though, when we dig a little bit deeper, people have to keep in mind as well that even though Raul Castro promised that he would leave the presidency in the year 2018, he did not say anything about resigning from his position as head of the Cuban Armed Forces and the Communist Party. And people here say without control of those entities, it's not clear, Rina, how much power Miguel Diaz-Canel will really have.
Elaine, any sense on the ground of how Raul Castro and this man that you're talking about right now will impact U.S. relations with Cuba? Any sense?
Not right now. It's too early to tell because just as people in the United States are trying to get a sense of what Donald Trump's policies would actually look like under the Trump administration for Cuba, people here right now are very uncertain. And so there's just a giant question mark when it comes to that. And at this moment, the focus on the official state-run television stations that we're seeing, the focus on the radio, is all about Fidel Castro and paying homage to him.
Okay, and we know there's a big rally expected tonight, Elaine, in the square. What can you tell us about that?
So Cuba's official state news agency actually has not released details yet, but we know from last night we saw a couple of jumbotrons set up in Revolution Square with a sound system in place, which they were testing during our live shot last night. Based on what we've been seeing on official state TV, there are likely going to be various tributes to Fidel Castro, looking back on his life, praising him. We should tell you that the hundreds of thousands of people that we saw coming through Revolution Square yesterday, those lines have not abated. In fact, last night officials had planned on closing down the tribute site in Revolution Square at 10 p.m., but because of the giant crowds, they decided to keep the site open until 1 a.m. The crowds have kept coming. At one point, the wait was actually about 5 hours, wow. And that really is a reflection of the profound impact that Fidel Castro has had on Cubans. So we are going to be there in Revolution Square. What we will likely not see, of course, though, Rina, is anyone who is in any way critical of Fidel Castro.
Okay, our Elaine Quijano on the phone from Havana. Thanks so much, Elaine.